Hi viewers, I welcome you all for this video lecture series on overview about data exchange between client and server in REST API. Before that, I introduce myself Shankar. I'm working as assistant professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Let's go to the video. First, we'll see how data exchange between client and server. REST APIs are built on top of the HTTP protocol, leveraging its methods and status codes to define interaction between clients and server. A REST API works by allowing clients to interact with web services and access resources over the web. And we'll see a step-by-step overview of how REST APIs typically works. First, it should know the resources, that is resource identification. REST APIs are resource-based, meaning that each resources like object, data, or services is identified by a unique URL. Clients identify the specific resource they want to interact with by specifying the corresponding URL. And next, HTTP methods. REST APIs use HTTP methods like get, post, put, delete to perform different operations on resources. Most commonly used methods are get, post, put, and delete. Get, which helps you to retrieve the representation of the resources. Post, which helps you to create a new resource. Put will help you to update an existing resource or create a new one if does not exist. And delete will helps you to remove the existing resources. Other HTTP methods like patch, head, and options can also be used in specific cases. And next one is request and response format. Client send HTTP request to the API server, including the appropriate method, header, and optional request parameters or data. The server processes the request and returns an HTTP response, typically containing a status code, header, and a response body. And next one is status code. HTTP status code indicate the outcome of the request and provide information about response. Common status code include 200, which means it represents OK, which means executed successfully. Already in the last video, I told you that the status code will be in the form of 3-digit code. That 3-digit code for successfully executed is 200. So by textual, it represents OK for successful request. 201, which means it indicates the new record is created successfully for successful resource creation. And 400 is for bad request, which means invalid request. And 404 is not found, which means non-existing resources. And next one is data format. REST APIs often use standard data formats for representing and exchanging data. JSON, JavaScript object notation, and XML, extensible markup languages, are widely used formats for structuring data in the request and response bodies. JSON has become a de facto standards due to its simplicity and ease of use. And next one is statelessness. RESTful API are stateless, meaning that the server does not maintain any client-specific state between requests. Each request from the client must include all the necessary information for the server to process it. This simplifies server design, improves scalability, and allows for better fault tolerance. And the last one is authentication and authorization. REST API often require authentication and authorization to ensure secure access to resources. Common authentication method includes API keys, OAuth, and JSON Web Tokens, while authorization mechanism control the permission and access rights of clients. Finally, the REST APIs have become the standard for building web services due to their simplicity, scalability, and compatibility with the HTTP protocol, making it easier for different system and programming language to interact with each other over the web. And this is the overall REST architecture. So here client is there and server side is there, database is also there. So you just check in the client side, You can use any number of apps like Android based system, iPhone based system, desktop app, or Windows app, or web application, whatever it may be. So if we are using RESTful standard architecture, the request must be in the form of JSON or XML format. Also, it used only HTTP protocol. This already we had discussed, because the REST can support only HTTP protocol. So it uses HTTP request to send or receive the messages from the client or to the client. So a client sent a request in the form of JSON or XML with the HTTP request. Then the receiver receives the request and validate the client request, and the response will be sent to the client will be in the form of HTTP response. I thank you all for watching this lecture series. I thank you once again. Thank you.